Hi, this is Stacia, and we're going to take a look at my round 3 game of the Twitter chess tournament. I played this game against Waleed, rated provisionally in the 1900s, and I was rated in the upper 1700s for this game. He played e4, and I went e5. And I don't know if I should spoil this game or not, but I think I will. This is intended to be a deep analysis, so if you haven't seen this game, please feel free to check out the recording of the live game, which is available on my channel. Otherwise, we're going to do a deep analysis here. And the first thing I want to show you is that this game was, well, I'll show you the graph. Whoops. I can pull it up. It's right here. Okay, so let's look at this graph. All right, maybe you noticed something. Okay, we're playing normal opening, and I'm slightly better, probably because I grab a pawn. And then immediately, white gains an advantage, a nice advantage, and then wins material, and I'm completely losing. Okay, the graph shoots up like this because I drop an entire rook. So I win a pawn, then drop a rook. Okay, so my opponent had a little fork threatening me and my rook. And I didn't even see that my rook was attacked, but that's another story. So let's look at the very end here. So as you can see, at the very end, my opponent blundered a checkmate in one move, and I played it and won. So I am going to give myself points for resilience and tenacity this game, um, but also I think that I need to learn what I did wrong in this opening and early middle game because it did go wrong very quickly. Okay, so e4, e5, knight f3, and knight c6. So a very standard opening, and bishop c4. So my opponent elected to play the Italian game, very sound, played at the highest levels even. I played bishop c5, the Guaco piano, and he went c3. So the move c3 I think is interesting. My understanding of this move is that it prepares d4 if white wants to go for that. Usually white goes d3, actually, but maybe the real reason is that this creates a square for the bishop. Like if this bishop needs to pull back, he can hide on the c2 square, and the bishop is quite good there. So, okay, I played knight f6, the main line, and he went d4. So, as I was saying, d3 is the main line. d4 is a good move, though. And I feel like d4 is a way to play a more open game if you prefer that. I'd also say that it's a bit sharper. Like, black has more ways to go wrong in these lines. Like, already, white's threatening stuff that you have to consider. So, but I have faced this before, and I did at least know that the book move is to take here. Now, something I just learned, this is actually my second take doing this video, full disclosure. Um, White used to play e5 here, and still does sometimes, which when they push e5 like this, attacking the knight, you can actually counterattack with d5 in most cases. The pawn is no longer on e4, defending the d5 square. If they take, you can take with probably a queen or a bishop. You have options. But this counterattacks the bishop. So my opponent didn't do that, however. He took here. So, and we're in a line called the Greco Gambit, traditional line. So maybe this is how they used to play it. I'm not totally sure. But when I hear a word like traditional line, makes me think this is from the old days. All right, so I played bishop check, and I've actually had this exact position before. So I knew that much. And I think in past games, I've faced the main line, which is the move bishop d2. So let's take a quick look at this before we continue. The line continues like this. Bishop takes, knight here, and the knight guards the pawn. So that's sort of the point. This pattern also happens in a King's Gambit line, the classical main line actually, which I play as white. And now black should play d5. So pretty interesting. E takes d5, knight takes d5, and then I'm showing the main move in lead chess to be queen b3. Looks like an interesting move. Applying pressure here, so I have to defend the knight. Wow. And the main line is actually knight a5, so a counter strike on the queen, but it's also sort of forking things. So queen a4 check, knight back to c6, but this move relieved the battery, I'm noticing. And this could actually be a draw. That's funny. Okay, I didn't know about this. Okay, so we learned something new in the main line. That's always good. But let's go back to the game. In the game, he didn't play bishop d2. He went with knight c3. Yeah, knight c3. Wow, computer said question mark exclam, but it looks to be a move that's played. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a move. I mean, how could it not be a move like knight c3? But it does appear to score well for black. Okay. So I've looked at this on my own before, and I did recall that knight takes e4 is not only possible but playable and the best move. Let's see what the computer says. Okay. It's the best move. I'm not surprised. If the computer can grab a pawn, it will. I'm less excited to do those things, but I did play it because I knew it to be correct. So the point is the knight is currently pinned and he cannot take. But I thought white would probably castle here. That happened in the game. That is in fact the main move. And now my knight is hanging. My knight is hanging and I'm feeling uncomfortable because rook e1, queen e2 stuff is all in the air. My king's still on e8. I can't castle right now because he'll take my knight, so I have to do something. I thought I probably had to take, and turns out bishop takes is the main move. In the game, I played knight takes. Okay. So this is not played, and we'll have to see why. The main move is bishop takes, so I would expect b takes c3. Computers, or actually the book, says that d5 is the move here. Intermezzo move. Tempo on the knight. And that the main move here now is bishop f6. So allowing this capture, which they don't do, they play rook e1, pinning the knight to the king. This is kind of complicated. So knight e7, I like this move. Knight e7. This seems possible, but I guess I would take with the knight. That must be good for me. So knight e7, and they take this knight. Maybe we can argue this rook's a little misplaced here. Like I'm thinking maybe a quick d6 bishop f5. Okay, so we just looked at that line. So again, that went bishop takes d5, bishop f6, rook e1. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know about this line, so I'm glad I'm looking at it. Always good to learn some new theory. Okay, but in the game, I actually took with the knight. Now, this seemed like a practical decision to me. So let's see if the computer says just take it. Okay, that's what I thought. And well, it says it actually says plus 0.2 after this move, and after bishop takes, black's actually better. So very interesting. Okay, so I took. Now he should take, and he did. And now I was thinking bishop e7. Bishop e7 apparently is a big mistake because of d5. All right, so I'm learning stuff because I saw d5 coming, but maybe I didn't realize the strength of this move. But I'm starting to, given what happened in the game, and you'll see what I mean. The problem with this move d5 is that if I can't get d6 in, he can play d6, and then maybe there is a queen d5 threatening mate, and if that move can attack a second thing, maybe a knight on a5 or a rook on a8, then I'm in trouble and this happens. So I'm just noticing that now, that this d5 move is dangerous for these reasons. Yeah, computer calls bishop e7 a blunder. Wow. So I guess I was thinking about taking also. All right, let's turn on the arrows for a second and look at some moves. Yeah, it wants d5. Okay, I thought d5. I thought this was not so great for me. But let's see. Computer actually says this is totally fine. Good to know. If rook e1 check, just knight e7. Play this. I guess then I could pivot in here. Not such a bad square. All right, well, I also considered this move. Ooh, I'm glad I didn't play it. So apparently this is possible. Computer says, you know, advantage for white, but not winning or anything. Queen b3 looks awfully threatening. I won't, yeah, what would I do here? What if queen b3? This threatening to take on f7? Now d5. Wow, really? How does this make any sense? What about just takes? Still threatening. Oh, now I castle. The funny thing now is we've deflected, or I guess d5 is a decoy, giving up a pawn to put the bishop on this square so that when he takes here, I take here. I'm learning some new ideas. I didn't know about any of this. Definitely didn't calculate it. And I was also thinking, instead of queen b3, there's also like bishop a3. Here d5 though. But it's harder to castle. Wow, so these lines are sharp. I mean, okay, this is a risky move though, so I'm not playing that unless I feel comfortable. Let's put it that way. But after this, the correct move is d5, and I failed to do that. I played here. Now d5 is best, and yeah, I played knight a5. He retreated. Yeah, I thought he would retreat. But apparently this move is possible. So what's the big deal? If I take, looks like there's Greek gift stuff? No, just Sax on F7. Yikes. Alright, so if I take, check. Ah, okay. It's a fork. It's a fork. And I would have to go King F8. Wow. Don't even take the knight. Just. Okay, I'm confused by this. I'm defending this square, right? So if I take here, this is winning. The bishop attacks my queen with tempo. Oh, and I'm defending the knight, so. Oh man. Yeah, black is so uncoordinated here, and white sacked a piece, but this is impossible to get out of. I would not play that move. Can't say I would play that move. Um, so I guess if I go here, then they take. If here, back. Okay. I'd say black is lost here. Computer agrees. Let's go back. So bishop d3 is a question mark because this move is strong, apparently. This one. Okay, and I went b6. It says to castle. Okay, I considered this in the game. The Greek gift stuff isn't working. Like, you have to consider this when you play this move. But here, I think this doesn't work because I actually have enough here. So it doesn't work at all. So computer wants castle. I went b6. Okay. Now, b6 does something that I did not notice in the game. b6 opens this diagonal here. And yeah, this is hard to see, but I'm basically saying that, you know, well, what am I saying? The queen comes to this d5 square in the game. Wasn't aware of that at all. Okay, I thought of castles. What was I afraid of here? I thought of castles. I forget what I was afraid of here. Oh, I thought maybe, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I kind of like castles in hindsight. Not sure what I saw in the game. Okay, let's continue. b6. Like, I know my knight's not ideal here, but I thought, I want to play d6. This is the move I want to play, but I think this loses to queen a4 check. Let's see if I was right. Yeah, queen a4 check. The good old-fashioned fork. So I knew I couldn't play that. So castles would be nice. I think I was just like nervous about all these pieces aimed at my king side. That's why I didn't castle. So I went b6 and queen e7 was played. Wow. Okay, the computer wants to play king f8. Not a good sign. I see why. Wow, yeah, this is hard to see. This is sort of a domino effect because once I castle, now d6 is very strong. The reason is twofold, I think. He wants to open up this diagonal and create... No, I'm wrong. Okay, well, let's look at this. D6. I didn't think I could take. How could I possibly take? Isn't this a thing? This doesn't work, surprisingly. Why? If I go here, then it does work. But I have this move. This is the other defense against the Greek gift stuff. Scary to play, but sometimes it actually holds. Yeah, I don't know. It says white still has an advantage here. So I don't like that position. So I was correct that that could be played, but computer found something better. Oh, same thing that was played in the game. Forking mate and forking my rook, undefended, in the corner. So for the same reason, yeah, this is just lost. Yeah. I didn't even see this during the game. Yeah, I don't see these queen moves, that moving to the center, very often. So it's something that I'm going to be more mindful of in the future. Okay, so yeah, so this is very strong because it opens the diagonal to the rook, and now it makes queen e4 possible. So I guess in this position, before I castle, I have to see that this is possible. That he can move his rook, move his pawn with tempo on my bishop, and then threaten queen e4. Nice little trick. So this happens in the game. Yeah, I mean, in light of this, what should I play? I mean, computer says king of fate. Is that really... That's best? King of fate? I'm thinking, what about d6? Can I play d6? If d6... I'm going to try that. If d6... Yeah, I think I saw this. I knew this was a problem. So d6, rook here. Now there's two attackers on the bishop. Now if I castle, he takes. So that's why king of fate. Now king of fate. White's better. White is better. So I think I'm up a pawn, right? But, I mean, I'd rather be white. I'd definitely rather be white. Okay. So what's our conclusion? Our conclusion is I need to play better. Like, I need to not allow this d5 move. This was pretty deadly. So it comes all the way back here. I need to play theory and take with the bishop here. That's what I need to do. And play that crazy line. Because instead I took and takes, and here. Yeah, and bishop e7 isn't possible. Gotta play d5. Actually, this is where I went wrong, I think. Because I was considering d5 and I rolled it out. But I didn't realize that after bishop e7, I was under a lot of pressure. Plus, d5 is just a desirable move. This is a retreating move, and it allows pins on the e file. So, yeah, d5 next time. Also, I need to be aware when I play b6 that I'm opening up the diagonal to my rook. And okay, I play bishop f6, completely missing queen e4, which wins the game. Okay, and now I'm probably not going to analyze the next part of the game in too much depth because probably it's just all winning for white. But I will show my ideas. Okay, took the rook. Yeah, I thought he should play bishop h6. He went here. Okay, I thought I need to take there. Yeah, does the computer like knight c6? It doesn't, but I'll tell you what. I think knight c6 is the best move because we need to play for tricks here. We need to play for pressure and complication. And knight c6 blocks in this queen. And I feel like at least it's play. I don't think it works. I think white can probably, get out of it, but at least they have to think and get nervous. So, okay. Took here, took here. Yeah, and I found bishop e7. I thought he should retreat. He did not. He took. This move's totally fine, though. Rook e1, of course. And here, I really wanted to play queen d6, attacking the bishop, but I determined it wasn't working. So let's see if I was right. Yeah, I was afraid of this move. Now the problem is I want to play this move really bad, but now this is extra bad because he takes discovery on my queen, and this doesn't work because check here and then take. And I'm down a lot of material. In fact, I only have a knight. I have a knight against a bishop, knight, and rook. So yeah. All right, so I realize that this stuff doesn't work. I went queen c5. Computer doesn't like it, but hey, I mean, it pins the f pawn, it eyes this. Again, I mean, it's not the best move, but it's the best move given that I need to make white worried. Knight in. Okay, so I got to play my idea, and I thought this doesn't work because of queen takes rook. Wow, so this move he found is actually better. I wasn't aware of that, actually. Maybe because the ending is winning. But let's look. This seems simple to me. Take, and take here, I thought. Yeah. Okay, I grab a pawn, so what? He could even do this. Just simplify. I mean, here I have a queen, but he has two rooks and a bishop. I mean, I do have a passed pawn too, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I guess in hindsight, I could see this being like not the simplest thing to win, but it can't be that hard, could it? I mean, the plan should be, double the rooks somehow and just pile up on f7, right? I think that should do it. I think the queen against the rooks is difficult because the rooks can guard each other almost always, and white has this extra bishop to help out with that. So, yeah, like even just rook here, I mean, well, not yet. I'm actually, I would actually take, but I think that white could orchestrate a win here without too much trouble. All right, so let's continue. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just saw my screen was messed up. Okay, well, we'll just continue. Um, yeah, I took the bishop here. I felt like this gave me a lot of hope. So what's the idea? The computer says rook d1. Oh, this is a skewer, I'm pretty sure. Look at this. I think I recall them mentioning this in the chat, this move. I missed this. But rook d1 is actually a skewer. So you go here, attack the bishop, and now the problem is the rook's going to come. Oh, stop it. Why does it keep doing that? Hang on a second. Take, take. Here. Once the rook comes to d1, the rook is pinned and attacked. This would be a good one for my students. I've been wanting to show them things, show them how attacking a pinned piece can win. And this is a skewer attacking the pinned piece. So I'm going to take a picture. Don't make fun of me. All right. So rook d1 wins for sure. Well, if rook d1, I guess, yeah, rook d1 also wins because if I try to take the rook, he takes back with check. I move, and then he takes the bishop. Wow. But he took here. Maybe he didn't see my queen was guarding? But I also thought this ending was good for him. Like, why not just take the queen? Isn't this good? Computer doesn't agree with me, I guess, but... I mean, rook versus bishop. You know? I thought this would be hard to defend. I have a 3 versus 2, but... like, the way this is structured, this is going to be difficult for me to create a pass pawn. So I actually thought he could play like this. But he must not have liked this. He took a pawn instead. Fair enough. And now I'm in severe time pressure, by the way, under a minute. But I'm happy to say that I didn't fall apart. I had a 30-minute, let's say I received a 30-minute lecture from my chess coach in which he berated me about how I'm not trying to find good moves anymore when I'm under like 3 minutes. And he said that I need to not be afraid to lose on time and just keep playing chess, like try to find the best moves. So I really did try to do that here. And I think I held it together better than I normally would as a result. Like bishop there I thought was correct. You can't have this bishop hanging out. There's all these forks. If the queen ever like checks and moves my king around and forks and wins a bishop, then I'd be done for. So, okay, rook there. So in this ending, I was trying to, keep an eye on this and keep an eye on this diagonal. This diagonal is a problem. Okay, if I trade, I lose. Gotta move away. He said, come on, let's trade. I said, no, thank you. He moved that pawn. I don't know about that move for him. I honestly think he should keep the pawn here. But he moved it to a light square. The problem is this does open up the king a little bit. Okay? Yeah, I'm saying, hey, maybe I'll take your pawn. I don't know. He said, no, let's trade. Computer wants me to take, but that's losing. So I played here. That's probably correct, actually. Just attack the pawn. Yeah, now I'm saying, like, maybe I'll sacrifice. And if I do, maybe I'll get a perpetual. Who knows? I mean, I'm basically just trying to create issues and give him something to think about. I don't know if any of this is good. I don't know either. Wow. I think here's where he started to go wrong. Like, well, maybe not. I mean, but he goes after this pawn. Like, okay, the problem with moving the queen away is that now I can get active. So I played here. Yeah, you know what? I like the computer's move. I guess then I could check. And if here I check. And if here, he's still in check. I'm not totally sure. Let's see. Let's see what the computer. Whoops. I meant to do this move. Check. I was thinking here. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It wants to block with the rook. I don't have this. The pawn is guarding it. So I'm out of checks. Yeah, I don't know what I would do in the game. I probably want to defend the pawn still, so I go here. Yeah. The game goes on, but white is winning here for sure. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, he moved his rook away. This seemed risky to me, because now suddenly I have a bunch of checks. Check here, check here. Now, I was thinking about sacking here. But it seemed unnecessary, so I checked. Wow, and this is so sad. Okay, I thought I might have perpetual here, but maybe I'm wrong. Well, if here, I can just check again. That's clear. So that's why it's... Oh, this move. Okay, well, I thought I have a perpetual. Let's see if I do. I thought takes, takes. Then I take here, right? Is this not a perpetual? He's running. I mean, would anyone seriously play this way? I mean, now black has counterplay, right? There's all these checks. There's 3 connected passers. Computer says white's winning, but I definitely see why my opponent didn't go for this. I wouldn't go for it either if I saw that line. So he probably correctly thought, oh, hang on. He probably correctly thought that if he goes here, that I'll sack my bishop and get a perpetual. Or he'd see that other line that looks scary. So he has to take a draw here then. If you can't go king h1, then king h2 is a draw. He probably saw this and elected for option 3, which unfortunately hangs mate in 1. So he went king here, bishop c4, checkmate, game over. So that's sad, but I am pleased with the way I played this ending, this lost ending, where I managed to snag a draw for sure, but then he blundered into a checkmate. So, all right, well, um, let's go through the game one last time and look at just the highlights now. I like to do this, take 2 minutes and look at the key moments of the game. I'm going to turn off the arrows again. Let's just do this quickly. Okay, so we had a Guaco Piano, followed by a center attack, followed by a Greco Gambit, traditional line. Now the main move is bishop d2. He didn't play that. He went knight c3, and I took the pawn. This is the last book move that I knew. He castled, And now in the game I took with the knight, but taking with the bishop is correct, so I'll play that next time. Bishop e7, a blunder. So here I had to play d5. I think it's just too important that you develop. Bishop e7 allows pins down the e-file. It doesn't develop, it just retreats. So it's just a way worse move. So next time I will play d5. So d5 came in, knight a5, bishop here, and now b6. And giving up the diagonal towards my rook. So this ended up to be me not noticing this, ended up to be part of the fatal mistake that I played in the game. Queen here. Yeah, I mean, you want a castle. You want a castle. But castling loses to this idea, d6, tempo on the bishop, and opening up the diagonal. So now this is a threat. And I may have to end the video. But it's okay, we're almost done. Yeah, this is just killer. This kill me. I have to defend mate. I don't know what else to do. So g6. Also, I didn't even see my rook was attacked, so that goes to show you that I need to very much be aware when I play b6 that's happening. That's hilarious because I teach my students that, and then I didn't notice it in my own game. All right. I played to trap the queen, which turned out to be a good practical decision. Totally missed this idea of rook d1 coming up. Yeah, rook d1 here. What a move. I mean, what would I play? I'd probably retreat the bishop. What else? It seems to me this would be killer. How is this not killer? I guess I can take. I mean, even still. I mean, I don't know. Scary, right? White's doing quite well here. Maybe not as good as they could be doing, though. All right, but in the game this happened. So what can I learn from this ending? Well, I learned that my philosophy of never resign is excellent. Don't trade queens. Try to get a perpetual. All this is great. And I guess, like, I think one good thing to remember is that, I mean, my opponent is probably a pretty good player. And even good players can blunder if you're patient. So I didn't necessarily think that would happen during the game. I have to admit, I was pretty down about my chances. But yeah, you can wait for people to make mistakes and then pounce on them. And that's how you should play in a lost position. So, okay, I hope you enjoyed the analysis, and I'll be back with more chess later. Thank you. Bye.